First, it's an honor for me to be here today. Today is the 27th of January. 68 years ago, Auschwitz was liberated. Today is the 27th of January. It's the Holocaust Remembrance Day. And I'm very honored to speak about humanity and peace on this day. Thank you so much. At the heart of the world map, a small piece of land, a green landscape, laying between the Mediterranean Sea to the west and the Jordan River to the east. The soil, rich with natural gifts, history and culture, oranges, olives, and tomatoes are among the most famous trading goods. This is how they describe Palestine in history books at schools. But wait a second, this is not Palestine that I know. My name is Waleed Issa. I'm a Muslim, Arab, Palestinian from Bethlehem. I grew up in the Haitian refugee camp with 5 sisters and 3 brothers. Though not wealthy, my family is rich when it comes to care and compassion. I grew up in the beautiful land of Palestine. I grew up loving my identity, my history, and my culture. I can still hear the echo of my grandfather's stories, telling me about the glory of the olive trees in Palestine. My grandfather planted a seed of love for my country that has grown to be a very strong tree. It was a sunny, beautiful spring day in Palestine when today's story begins. On March 23rd, 2003, I was 16 years old. I was out with some of my good friends at a coffee shop in the heart of the old city in Bethlehem. I can still remember the smell of the coffee mixed with the scent of spices in the air. I was sitting next to the door when I saw a car that I recognized coming towards the coffee shop. It was my school teacher's car. He and his daughter, Christina, were in it. My teacher had taught me most of my morals and values as I was growing up. I ran outside naturally to wave and greet him. All of a sudden, a big white van with Israeli plates swerved toward us from the other direction, putting me in the middle. 3 scary-looking men holding fully automatic guns jumped out of the van and aimed their weapons at my teacher's car. My heart was racing. I ran back to the coffee shop in panic. I peered out from the little window by the door. The 3 big, scary men start showering my teacher's car with bullets. I strained to see my teacher and his family, but the bullets had smashed through the back window, blood covering everywhere, the glass slowly. The faces in the car had disappeared. I couldn't see Christina's beautiful face anymore. All I could see was blood everywhere. Before I looked, the scary men were gone, and the street became silent again. I ran out of the coffee shop to go and check on my teacher and his daughter. But as a 16 years old, I could do nothing but wipe the blood with my shirt. I did cry. I cried. I screamed for help. Finally, my dad came and took me home. On that day, I stopped seeing Bethlehem as a holy land. I stopped seeing Palestine as a holy place. All I wanted to do was run as far away as I could. I had decided that when I grow up, I would get myself the biggest AK-47, big enough to kill those men who killed the child in me. My family tried to help me transfer all that negative energy and hate that I had planted in my heart into something that would make me appreciate life again. Through their efforts and through my school, Dar al-Kalima School, I was accepted in 2-week Minnesota program called ARC for Peace. I thought ARC would be my last vacation because I would go to the US. I would go to Minnesota. I would go check out Mall of America. But I will come back to Bethlehem. I will go back to Bethlehem. Find that really big AK-47 and seek my revenge. In fact, ARC was a very critical point in my life. At ARC, I met with young people from Guatemala, Lithuania, and Africa, African, Caucasians, and Native Americans. Through connecting with people from different backgrounds, I learned how to appreciate humanity and value cultures and ethnicity. At ARC, I understood how important to be open-minded and to be educated to make a real difference. After 2 weeks, ARC came to an end, and I went back to Palestine and finished high school. But because the limited resources of my family, I couldn't make it into college at home. At ARC, I had met Kate and Steve Peer, who was so generous to help me get accepted in college in the United States of America. They hosted me at their home and accepted me as their son. My American siblings, Elena, Mark, and Garrett, pushed me to explore and helped me walk in my journey in pure love and confidence. Last May, I graduated from St. Cloud State University with a BS in economics. At St. Cloud, with the help of my great professors and the varied activities that took place on campus, I realized that education includes spirit of help and involvement. That spirit was telling me that I need to go back to make my homeland a safer place for my children and my family. I need to take part in this and help create a new, better story for the Middle East. I asked myself, where should I start? What should I do? I searched. I looked everywhere. This past summer, I witnessed miracles happening. I joined a New Story Leadership, a program that pairs Palestinians and Israelis to work and live together in Washington, D.C. Even greater than the inspiration found in every corner in Washington, D.C., from the memorials to the Congress. You know, the hospitality and the generosity of my American family there, they inspired me with their hard work and kindness to help me and my Israeli brother, Lior, to have the best experience in Washington, D.C. Lior and I came from different sides of the conflict, but we refused to be enemies. Lior and I, we refused to be enemies, simply because we thought of the bright future that we dreamed about more than the differences we share. Lior worked with Colorado Representative Paulus, and I worked at the Americans for Peace Now, a pro-Israeli Jewish lobby firm. After the first day, I couldn't wait to go back. I couldn't wait to go back to talk with Lior about the Jewish communities here in the US. And he couldn't wait to talk with me about the American slang he heard throughout the Congress. True story. Throughout the summer, as much as we argued, we cried, we screamed at each other, and shared memories about the pain we had growing up in the conflict, me and Lior, we still shared laughs and enjoyable conversations. It was hard for me to work in a pro-Israeli lobby firm. It was very hard for me to see the same flag that I saw, the same flag in my office. It's the same flag that was in checkpoints and on top of the tanks that bombed my refugee camp. Despite all of that, the wonderful crew at the Americans for Peace Now made me love that place. My friends, flowers are not the same. Different colors, different smells. No flower can grow in the dark. Social scientists tell us that college years are the time of life when character is shaped and determined. They tell us that the degree of comfort one will have for the rest of their life with people of culture and racial differences is established, and that we, as young adults, will be deeply influenced by the range of experiences during these years. Comfort with our differences lead to tolerance of our differences. It produced adults who are not comfortable with polarizing points of view. Not comfortable with problem solving that favors the interest of one group without acknowledging or trying to understand the legitimate interest of the another. Niemöller, the great German Protestant theologian, said, "The Nazis came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they come for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Let us no longer be silent. Let us no longer live in fear. Let us start creating our own lives, most importantly, our own future." My friends, I found my answer. I refuse to hate. Yes, I do refuse to hate. Because my suffering and others' suffering is man-made. Peace is not God's gift on earth. Peace is people's gift to each other. Thank you.